Hi, folks. We are looking at Milton's Paradise Lost, and one of the things that should have occurred to you as we looked at Satan's adventures and all of this, that this material isn't biblical. Excuse me. It is tied to the Protestant mythos, ethos, worldview, but in direct biblical terms, Satan hardly shows up in the Old Testament at all outside of the book of Job. He's heavily there, but elsewhere we don't have very much of Old Scratch. Excuse me, folks. So, we have, yes, Milton taking things that were accepted, that primal position of primacy of Satan, and expanding on it and creating a story here. He does some other things with the garden story too. One of the big ones being, folks, regarding the fall, well, Milton tells us Eve did it. It's all her fault. He does this in kind of an indirect fashion. But let's be honest about what Milton's words actually mean. And folks, those aren't biblical either. According to the creation story that Milton, adapts from, Adam and Eve were together when they ate of the tree. Eve ate first, then Adam ate. Now, Milton has Eve eating by herself, and then he has the deity tell Adam that the fall is all his fault. But for what reason? Well, because Adam listened to his mate, and Adam is not supposed to. You're not supposed to listen to women. Yeah, for real. This is from the start of Milton's description of Eve. First off, John Milton tells us Eve was formed for sweet, attractive grace. Mary Wollstonecraft, in A Vindication of the Rights of Woman, said, that is tantamount to declaring a woman a mere possession of man, entertainment for him when he is not contemplating higher things. It reduces a woman to a toy, renders her, in Wollstonecraft's claim, to being a creature without a soul. Yes, the denigration of women, rather heavy in some of the Abrahamic religions, or particularly in the more fundamentalist variations of all three of them. Creating a notion of the woman as the lesser vessel. Now, Milton gives a nice, sweet physical description because Eve is supposed to be attractive and all of that. States quite explicitly that Eve was formed for God in Adam, as well as God, that she is to look to him, while Adam is to look up to God. Eve is the lesser vessel. And then Milton has her sin even before the fall. Yeah. One of these early scenes with Eve, she's sitting contemplating her reflection in a lake, exhibiting vanity, fascination at her own appearance. Vanity, that's a, minor relative of pride. That's a sin. Yes. Satan shows up. He knows Eve's the lesser vessel. So the first thing he does is squat beside her like a toad and whisper in her ear, tempting her. Then Eve exercises her poor judgment, decides to go out alone despite the danger of Satan lurking. So she's picking a very, very bad time to assert her independence. And Satan is all ready to take advantage of this, quite deliberately, enticing Eve when she's by herself, all alone. So, Satan doesn't tempt Adam, he tempts Eve. Does this way. After Eve eats and tells Adam about it, Adam eats. Not because he has been beguiled by Satan's lies, but because Eve has eaten of the fruit. He doesn't want her to die, be destroyed by God, leaving him alone. He wants her, and so he cares about love. He will give up his life for Eve. And God says, no, you're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to obey me, not listen to some woman. Good grief. Yes, God gives Adam a lecture. Hey, you're supposed to keep that woman under control. You shouldn't have let her go out alone. You're not supposed to do the things she wants when you know they're wrong. You are not supposed to listen to her. She is to listen to you, not the other way around. Folks, yeah. Wollstonecraft's conclusion is right. Milton doesn't believe women have souls, or at least not souls equivalent to those of men. His deity doesn't treat Eve's disobedience as a knowing choice. He pretty much ignores her. She's going to get punished for it, she and all the generations to come, but he doesn't give her a lecture. No, he gives Adam a lecture. Chastises him for lack of guidance, lack of control. What's the matter with you? So, my conclusion? Yes, Wollstonecraft is right. Milton's depiction, well, based very heavily on the cultural assumptions of the time, but he amplifies as well as reflecting them. He reinforces them, reinforces a pattern of possessiveness and woman-hating. Now, the notion of women as the tempters is very old. We can find it, in quite a number of the works that we look at, including our Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. That's getting very early on from that wonderful, delightful, very seriously the religious unknown writer. And Gawain launches a diatribe against woman the tempter at the end of the piece. Hey, in that Catholic tradition, woman is both the highest, the Virgin Mary, and the tempter, like Morgan Le Fay, or like Bertilac's wife acting as Gawain's tempter, and such. Woman is both in that Catholic tradition, though held subservient in the priestly hierarchy and all of that. Protestantism came along with its reforms, kicked out this veneration of the saints, and reduced this veneration of Mary and such as that, so that high end kind of passes by the wayside. But the anti-woman prejudice, it doesn't go away. It is still there, manifestly still there, with John Milton saying Eve did it. And Milton either says Eve did it, or he says that women don't have independent souls at all. Ladies, I see no reason to put up with this pile of crap. But I am that way.